And that's why she the people choice. Even though she the villain, everybody loves her.
She is the people's choice, but Kenya is very bothered very easily. And Kenya, who is the pretty girl, don't always feel pretty. Now, I wanted to talk about Keisha. Because Keisha, to me, Keisha's a curveball. Keisha comes off in the beginning as that nosy coworker who actually seems to be a really good friend of Kenya, introduces Kenya to the strip game, looks out for Kenya. But then as we see towards the end, Keisha's whole life does a whole 360. Baby girl gets engaged to a
blowed up.
And then you have, pretty girl, entitled girl, Kenya, who now sees Keisha and then starts to feel intimidated by Keisha.
Yep. So it's just starts over.
Kenya, it's like you want to like her because she has gone through a lot. She did get played in the beginning, but Kenya is a low-key hater.
Oh, she's a big key hater.
in some questionable stuff.
In the sequel, again, like we get to see that relationship, that the Keisha and Kenya, we get to see like the cycle starts over, like the insecurity, the jealousy, like it comes back with Kenya because now her friend is living her best life.
Engaged and happy, okay, and you guys are new with, okay. So now, I was just curious because I know Carmelo kind of comes. He's kind of like towards the end, but when did he have time to leave Miami and go to Atlanta and sleep with who he slept with and get them? When did Carmelo have time to do this?
These men's, and apparently he was running his little business in between Miami and Atlanta, and that's when he had time to just be a dog, because if you remember, all the characters are connected. So Chris and Manny, they are friends with Carmelo.
Right.
Chris is married, was with Tierra at the time, so it's that connection there. If Carmelo is good friends with Chris, he's around Tierra, he's gonna meet her sister Crystal. So that's kind of how he had his way in. And just him being back and forth between the two cities doing what he did, he had time to just be a dog and do what dogs do.
Say it, be a dog. Now, I know you're from Florida. And a lot of the location in the book takes place in Miami and Atlanta. Have you been there that kind of like help describe or inspire some of these characters and inspire like the locations? Like you do mention Clark Atlanta University. There's certain spots you do mention that kind of makes the reader more familiar. Where you been that gave you these ideas in life?
All up and through Atlanta. My best friend went to Clark. She graduated from Clark Atlanta University. So even before she went to Clark, we just used to go to Atlanta just for no reason, just going up there to party. And then when she moved there, we had even more reason to go up there and party. So we was just always in Atlanta. I'm still always in Atlanta and Miami too. I was just in Miami a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I know a lot about both cities. So that's why I was like, that's perfect to use Atlanta and Miami.
I'm hoping in the sequel we could get some of these characters in New York, like in Brooklyn. I would love to see that. Tell us more about, because I know that you are preparing to release several follow-up novels, including a sequel to In the Wicked We Trust. Is there anything readers can expect from any future novels or from part 2?
Well, I do have a collection of short, funnier dating stories that's going to be coming out before the sequel. So I've never done like comedic type of writing before, so I kind of wanted to play around with it. I think people are going to love it. And then we're going to jump to the sequel after that book comes out. So like I said, you're going to see more of why Kenya is the way she is. We're going to see more of Keisha making a real decision about that friendship and whether she wants to move forward with it. And we're gonna see Carmelo coming back.
Slick Doug is coming back. What has the response been like from both male and female readers? Like as a woman, I was just like, Now she found I was very happy when she started getting with Carmelo. He's cooking her breakfast. She's getting the I love yous. The Kenya's like,
Yeah.
She's turned off by the I love you, which I found was very, very strange. But then, you know, she wasn't right. She wasn't in that right now. So what are the male readers saying?
The male readers, they're just like, okay, we want to see more Carmelo. Like, they like Carmelo. Like, the guys like Carmelo. Like, they're like
Carmelo and Rikers.
More Carmelo. The ladies, they're like, a lot of ladies said they wanted to see more of Crystal. They wanted to see a little bit more of Crystal, you know, before.
Gotta read the connection.
They wanted a little bit more Crystal, and I understand. I read it back, and I definitely understand. But they wanted more of Crystal, and they want Kenya to get some type of punishment. Like, they want something to happen to Kenya.
Kenya says some stuff, and I don't want to tell too much because the reader would get confused. But I mean, the fact that she's okay with visiting people behind certain bars, and she's okay with that, it says a lot about her character. So In the Wicked We Trust Part 2 sequel, is there a specific date, or you know, that will be dropping? Because Kenya's creepy.
It's no day. Everybody wants the sequel because it's a short read, so you can finish it fairly quickly, and everybody's like, okay, so where's the next one?
It gives you enough. It definitely gives you enough. Now,
I am in chapter 12 of the sequel right now, so yeah. We get through
as long as we don't gotta wait to 2023 Valentine's Day. Like, can we get it Christmas?
I was gonna do that.
Yeah, Precious.
I was gonna wait a long time to drop it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do the sequel.
Please don't.
I'm gonna put it out there. I got y'all. I'm not gonna make y'all wait too long because everybody wants the sequel. I'm like, oh my God, all this pressure.
You sure do. Now, I did refer to you as talented earlier, and I did that because you're also the founder of the Cake Dish podcast. Tell us more about the name, what you guys talk about, the origin of it, and of course, where can we actually subscribe and listen to all of the shows?
Well, the Cake Dish podcast, it was kind of birthed out of me, like, needing an outlet. Like, I was going through, my grandma was sick at the time, and my mom was really the primary caregiver, but I was like her second in command, you know? So just watching someone that you love, and, you know, you can't break down in front of them because they going through it. I just needed like an outlet. You know what I mean? I just needed to come home and just decompress. And when I first started my podcast, I didn't even tell nobody I had a podcast, girl. It didn't have an Instagram. It was just me and my phone and just talking, you know, and I just would release it. And I started it in 2019. So probably like by episode 20, that's when I started actually posting about it and like subtly like putting it on my story, like, hey, y'all listen to this podcast, but not telling people it was mine. So I just gradually started spreading the word about it a little bit. And, you know, podcasting is hard because I'm in year 3 and it's just now starting to pick up and get a buzz. But I talk about anything. Like, I have guests on there, of course, but I give my opinion on, you know, whatever might be going on in the news, or I'll have a topic like we just did the imposter syndrome episode, because I just learned what that was and I didn't know what that was.
Clubhouse had to put me onto that because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, girl. All right. So it's just any sort of, you know, topic. We have girl talk on there. We might be talking about sex one day, and then the next day we talking about missing Black women and why they not getting the coverage that they, you know what I mean? So it's just it's just so much. And I try to do a segment called the Good Sis segment.
I love that.
Every couple episodes, and it just highlights the case of missing Black women because obviously they go underreported like crazy. So, you know, girl, I talk about so much.
You talk about now. I didn't want to go into a lot of the sexual escapades. Yeah, I didn't want to go into a lot of it. I know you mentioned everybody's always asking about that, but like when people in their family read the book, do they be like, "What the hell is Precious writing about?" Nasty. I mean, the descriptions are they're written well, which is why it kind of I was really disappointed in Chris.
I was disappointed in him.
It's like I'm trying not to say too much, but when I found out who Bay is and the connection to, it.
Yes. I was disappointed. The one thing I regret, I feel like I should have dragged that out a little longer. Like I should have had the Bay revealed towards the end. That's the one thing I wish I could have done over.
And she said what she said. I said, damn.
Kenya went there. She
and they bailing you. They bailing you out of jail. But okay, yes. We can't. If y'all want to know exactly what we're talking about, you definitely have to pick up your copy of In the Wicked We Trust, which can be purchased in Barnes and Nobles. Where are other sites that we can get this to?
Barnes and Noble and Amazon right now.
To come through, body.
I be trying sometimes.
Your opinion. Anyway, let me stop.
Listen, the girls be trying to. I'll be like, dang, I gotta get in the gym to look like that over there. Barnes and Nobles and Amazon right now. I'm working on some other ones because I realize it's so many book websites in the world. So I'm trying to get it everywhere. Something for everybody. But those two right now, definitely.
And if we want to find and learn more about you, the Cake Dish podcast, Instagram, the book, what's coming up next? I mean, you already shared some tea. You did say that you are on chapter 12 of the sequel. Yes. But where can we just keep up to date with everything that you're doing? Because you're doing the damn thing.
Follow me on The Fine Author. That's my page. Or you can follow the Cake Dish Official.
Come through.
That's the podcast page. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart. It's another one I can't think of right now, but the Cake Dish Official on Instagram is definitely the one. You can see the interviews, the topics, and talking about all that good stuff. But the Fine Author probably would be like the general hub where I just have all my stuff on. So.
And this is the author, so this is where she gets her name from.
There she goes,
and you know how we always say, we have to support Black businesses, but we definitely have to support Black authors when it comes to writing and reading and the inspirations you get from this book. You did mention something earlier about wanting readers to let go. Yes. What I feel like I let go is excuses on keeping people in my life. I felt
there you
go. This is crazy. This is crazy. You just got to do better. What excuses do you, or not excuses, but is there something that you feel that you let go while reading this, even though this is your creation, your baby, but your baby can also produce other babies and produce other ideas? Is there something specific that has changed you from writing this book? Because
letting go of, like I said, the relationships that no longer serve me, that had to go. Self-doubt, I definitely let that go, because I think self-doubt is what made the book, like, it took so long. It took so long for this. I started writing this book. The book was almost in
right?
2016, something like that. 2016. It was like a good chunk of it was done in 2016. I made changes on it 2019. But it was just like the self-doubt. I had to let that go. Like, once I seen my book, it was out. I could feel it. I could like touch it. I'm like, it's here. Like, it's no more self-doubt. It's over now. So,
I love those two. I love it. Now, I know the sequel is on its way. Can we expect new characters, and can we expect some stuff going on?
I will say Kenya has a new friend. She has two new friends, and I'll just leave it at that. Kenya has there's a person in the sequel who was very like lightly noted in the original. She didn't really have a big part. She wasn't much said about her. It was one of the girls who worked in her store. And so
okay. The Miami store.
Yeah, that becomes Kenya's new little friend. So we will leave it there, because
all I know is I need Keisha to do her thing. I need Keisha to walk down the aisle. I need Keisha to get
yes.
You know, I want to see Keisha and her dreadlock man go
yes. Oh yes. Keisha she done glowed up. My girl she out of it.
Keisha did the damn thing. That's why Keisha is the curveball character, which I love how you kind of slowly brought her in. But then Keisha is very smart, and Keisha's sensitive. Keisha was very sensitive to a lot of things that Kenya did find out when they were back in Atlanta together. But you know, Kenya's just not a good friend. Period. She got her way. She got her way. Horrible. But guys, like we said, in order to really kind of keep up with everything we're talking about, you do have to purchase your copy of In the Wicked We Trust by Author Precious Gibson. I will drop her information below. So girl, it has been a pleasure. I appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this for weeks.
Me too. I hope it was this book. No, this book really, like I can't even, I don't want to even show you like all the highlights I've been doing and all the like little notes and stuff I've been taking. But I was like, I don't mess up my book.
Highlighting and writing in my book. Yes. That is me. That is me all day. My books are in horrible condition because I be writing it all up.
I'm really excited about the sequel to In the Wicked We Trust. I'm excited about Cake Dish Podcast. And Precious Gibson, we appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.